Be honest, in the first 3 seconds of this video, you weren't listening to a word I said. You were mapping my skin, you were tracing the patterns on my face, trying to categorize me. And honestly, that's the most human thing you could have done. Hi there! Welcome! Today, we're diving into the deep waters of human psychology to answer one fascinating question. Why do we stare? Why do people who look different, like me, trigger such a complex cocktail of curiosity, discomfort, and sometimes pure magnetic attraction? We're going to look past the surface and talk about what's actually happening inside your brain when you encounter the unusual. It's time to find out why your flaws might actually be your greatest superpower. To understand your reaction, we have to travel 50,000 years back in time. Your brain is a masterpiece of evolution, but its software is still running ancient scripts for survival. Back then, anything that deviated from the norm, a strange colored berry, an oddly patterned animal, or a person who didn't look like the rest of the tribe, sent a signal to the amygdala. That's your brain's alarm system. When you see someone with vitiligo or any distinct physical trait, your amygdala whispers, "Attention, unknown object." You aren't being rude. Your brain is just trying to decide if I'm a threat or a miracle. But here's the twist. In our modern, hyper-sanitized world, this anomaly detector is starting to shift. We are so tired of perfection that our brains are beginning to reclassify different as premium. Have you ever felt that awkward urge to look away when you see someone unique? That's called the mirror effect. Psychology tells us that when we face someone who doesn't fit the standard mold, it forces us to look at our own insecurities. Most people spend an incredible amount of energy trying to blend in. We hide our scars, we filter our photos, we edit our personalities to fit the crowd. When you see someone who cannot or will not hide their uniqueness, it shatters your own safety net. My skin is a mirror. It asks you, how much of yourself are you hiding just to feel safe? But here is where it gets really interesting for you. Have you ever walked into a room and felt like everyone was judging that one pimple on your chin or your slightly messy hair? In psychology, we call this the spotlight effect. We naturally overestimate how much others notice our flaws. Ironically, while you are worried about your tiny imperfections, your brain is actually wired to seek out major ones. This creates a fascinating tension. We are terrified of being noticed for the wrong reasons. Yet we are biologically mesmerized by those who stand out for the right reasons. The moment you stop fighting the spotlight and start owning it, like I do with my vitiligo, the power dynamic shifts. You stop being a victim of the gaze and you start becoming the director of it. You aren't being watched, you are being observed. In Japan, there is an ancient art called Kintsugi. When a ceramic bowl breaks, they don't throw it away, they repair it with gold lacquer. The philosophy is that the piece is more beautiful because it was broken and has a history. In the psychology of perception, we are entering a Kintsugi era. We've reached peak filter. We're bored of the plastic symmetrical faces that dominate social media. We are starving for authenticity. Psychologists call this the vulnerability paradox. When you stop hiding your cracks, people don't see weakness. They see a level of confidence that is absolutely hypnotic. We don't want perfect anymore. We want real. There is a neurological reason why you find it hard to look away from high-contrast visuals, whether it's the patterns on my skin or a bold work of art. Contrast triggers a dopamine release in the brain's visual cortex. It's called information foraging. Your brain rewards you for finding new information in the environment. In a world of beige and gray, the different person is a high-reward stimulus. By embracing what makes you non-standard, you are essentially giving the world a psychological gift, a break from the mundane. You aren't just a person, you are a visual and emotional experience that the human brain is literally designed to crave. So, what's the takeaway for your life? The next time you catch yourself staring at me or at anyone who stands out, don't feel guilty. Recognize that your brain is admiring something it can't easily classify. It's an invitation to empathy. In a world that is constantly trying to make you invisible, being unforgettable is the ultimate power move. Psychology proves that the things you try to hide are often the very things that would make the world fall in love with your story. I'd love to hear from you. When was the last time you felt truly different in a crowd? Let's talk about it in the comments. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me. I hope you look in the mirror today and see a masterpiece, not a project. Until next time, bye.